So um, this is more of a usual kind of 5 minutes. This is a little bit of advice. Don't make fun of people who mispronounce words or make spelling mistakes. Communication is the most important thing to maintain. Plus, you will at some point be in a similar situation, and learning the way to say things in different ways is important. It allows you to pitch your ideas and thoughts to your audience. Do chores when you feel angry. It's a difficult one for me because I'm constantly trying to manage my anger. Anger creates adrenaline, so we use it for the benefit rather than negativity or getting into trouble. So yes, you're never going to... doing chores or tidying up is kind of like a meditation. So I will get onto meditation and other things at a later point. I've probably touched on this before, but practice amazingly good dental hygiene. So it's easy to maintain, but expensive to correct. So my recommendation is 2 toothbrushes. I don't follow this rule myself, but it is very, very important because you are dealing with the fact that if you use 2 toothbrushes, you can use one, it gets wet, gets your bacteria, you wash it, put it to the side, you can pick up the other one. It has time to dry. Bacteria needs warmth, moisture, and oxygen. And basically gets all of those things on a beautiful wet toothbrush in your bathroom. In the mornings, all I do is I brush my teeth, I scrape my tongue, and I mouthwash. In the evenings, I brush my teeth, I scrape my tongue, and then I floss. I do that now religiously. I haven't in my life and deeply, sadly regret it. But it is something that if you do all of that, you will have a lot fewer problems than I have. Failure is simply the opportunity to begin again, this time more intelligently. Henry Ford. I'm not going to go into the background of the Henry Ford and the whole marketing, sort of promoting yourself. However, it is something that is actually quite... persistence is key. Don't give up. Some things you need to walk away from. Sometimes you need to go sideways. Sometimes you need to do lots of things, but they are choices, and choices are in their nature a forward-moving velocity in your life. So make choices. I'm not saying, if you're trying to build a space rocket to get to the other side of the galaxy, and you prove that it doesn't work, then hey, it doesn't work. But at least you tried. And on the flip side, you may discover something else that does create something just as exciting. A case in point, I tried to open up a cafe in a pub, which meant that I had a fantastic 6 o'clock start while trying to maintain the pub. Now, it didn't work. Flat out was the most terrible idea that I've ever had. However, because I did that, I discovered that there was trade at a different time. Literally, by opening my doors 1 hour earlier, I rescued my business and got loads more trade, which is an odd thing to say because it was an amazing success and amazing failure all at the same time. But it allows you to realize that, don't give up. This is an Eddie Weisel quote. The opposite of love is not hate, it's indifference. The opposite of art is not ugliness, it's indifference. The opposite of faith is not heresy, it's indifference. The opposite of life is not death, it's indifference. It is kind of one of those things that says, don't surround yourself with people that don't care. It is one of those things that it's a difficult thing to understand, but it is soul destroying. You've got an amazing idea and it's trapped inside of you, and you need someone to help you get it out. And then you share it with someone that is really not interested, and it fizzles out and dies even before you even start. Liberty is meaningless where the right to utter one's thoughts and opinions have ceased to exist. that of all rights is the dread of tyrants. It is the right which they, first of all, strike down. Frederick Douglass. Um, this kind of goes into contradiction with, speak your mind, stand up for yourself, in clashing with pick your battles. Um, you do have to choose when to speak up, because speaking up about your lost right of, throwing dirt on the street, to being able to walk on the street or have that street cleaned or well lit or maintained, sometimes you need to prioritize the way you communicate. But it is right. The avenues and the audience to which your voice can be heard is controlled, and you have to control the manner in which you express yourself to mitigate that control. It doesn't matter what democratic system there is, there will always be a filtration system to allow that democratic system to exist, where it doesn't fold in on itself without operating or without working. Um, yeah, quite an interesting topic of thought. I hope you enjoy thinking about that today.